President Trump today again claimed that he is making California safer.
President Donald Trump directed the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to release 2.2 billion gallons of water.
This water is not helping anybody. It's not even going to the right place. And he keeps saying, I released the water, I released the water. He did. To the wrong place, at the wrong time.
This morning, growing questions about the effectiveness of a plan to address California's water crisis weeks after the deadly wildfires.
What we're doing is giving Los Angeles and the entire state of California virtually unlimited water.
Watermaster calling it alarming and scary. Between last Friday and Sunday, 2.2 billion gallons of water were released from dams at Lake Cahuilla and Lake Success. Another issue, the reservoirs are in California's Central Valley, far from the LA fire zone.
It's literally physically impossible to get the water out of Lake Cahuilla or Terminus Dam to LA.
So that water would normally come out in the summer or later in the fall when we're growing a lot of crops, and it's very hot and dry in that area, but it's got great soil. So the farmers need that water at that time to grow crops.
President Trump posted a photo of the water release on social media saying everybody should be happy about this long-fought victory.
I think they're all happy. They have a lot of water in California. Too bad we didn't have it about 2 months ago, right?
In a statement, U.S. Senator Alex Padilla said unscheduled water releases require close coordination with local officials and safety personnel, as well as downstream agricultural water users, in order to reduce flood risks to communities and farms. Based on the urgent concerns I have heard from my constituents, it appears that gravely insufficient notification was given, recklessly endangering residents downstream, and Senator Padilla has sent a list of his concerns and his questions to the administration.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I hope you're having a blessed night. So there's something I really wanted to talk about, and this is really important to understanding this reality that we live in. Everyone thinks politicians are stupid. Republican or Democrat, people always say, I can't believe how stupid politicians are. I can't believe they did that. So let's get this straight right now. They're not stupid. You're stupid if you think the richest and most privileged and most educated class is stupid and make random decisions haphazardly. On the contrary, they are informed, they are calculated, they are organized, and very motivated, and very funded. And this is one stunning example of that. One of the first things this administration tried to do when they took office was they redirected billions of gallons of water in the explanation that it was to help the firefighting efforts in Los Angeles during the wildfires earlier this year. But here are the facts. The water was released unlawfully. The water belonged to the state of California. It was the state of California that should have decided what to do with the water. The water had no possible way of reaching Los Angeles. It is instead now in a city called Tulare, about 100 miles north of Los Angeles. Even if the water was able to reach Los Angeles, all the wildfires had been put out by then, thanks to a severe storm front that came into the Los Angeles area. After reviewing the actual facts of the case, one could say, wow, politicians are so stupid. They released all that water for Los Angeles, and it didn't even reach Los Angeles. It couldn't have. And this is something we hear too. Oh, they really dropped the ball on this one. That's something you heard a lot during 9/11 as well. Oh, they just dropped the ball. They weren't vigilant enough. Now let's look at this whole situation again, and let's assume that politicians are not stupid. Let's assume they are cunning and manipulative and motivated by greed and evil. The water being collected, the one that was dumped, the billions of gallons, that water was being collected for the farmers of San Joaquin Valley. The San Joaquin Valley has 7 million acres of the most productive farmland on Earth. According to the U.S. Geological Services, the Central Valley produces 1/4 of the nation's food. That's 25% of the food in America, period. In addition to that, it produces, that one area in California produces 40% of the nation's fruits, nuts, and other table foods. Right now, billions of dollars worth of crops are dying in the San Joaquin Valley because there is not enough water. Come this fall, many small farms will be bankrupt, and there's going to be a lot of food shortages and grocery prices will continue to rise. And when these small farms fail, they're going to be bought up. Let's just keep that in mind. Also, Tulare Lake used to be the largest lake west of the Mississippi. Believe it or not, yeah, that one lake, now it's completely dry. It's completely dry, it's been dried for years. But all of a sudden, you know, like a couple of months ago or a couple of weeks ago, we get these news articles about how Tulare Lake just mysteriously reappeared. This is where the billions of gallons of water went, and this is why Tulare Lake is reappearing. But why? What do they care about that lake, that area, Tulare? It's pretty much a desert town. The answer is because some billionaires bought all the land around that area and want to develop it. And they bought that land years ago. And the reason they want to develop that land is the day after the wildfires were put out in Los Angeles, they announced the construction of a high-speed rail from San Francisco to Los Angeles. The first phase of construction is starting where? In Tulare, California, right where all those billions of gallons of water were sent, right where all those billionaires are buying land. And this is why politicians are not stupid. You got to think this is at least 10 years in the making. That's how long they were planning this, 10 years. And they need the farmers to go bankrupt so they can buy the farms to build the tracks for the high-speed rail. Now is it beginning to make sense? So they are thinking 10 years into the future while they have us worried about gas prices and rent prices and food prices. And how about a shout out to Senator Alex Padilla. He is on the front lines fighting for truth and justice and deserves all our respect.